Hey, I'm Dean Blandino. That's Mike Pereira. Another segment of Last Call. We have to start in Detroit. Mike Greenberg, Lions got royally screwed. There was a blatant delay of game not called on the previous play. Hank Lockwood, people need to talk about how the Ravens clearly had a delay of game. Well, Mike, the last time I checked, you're a person, I'm a person, we're people. Let's talk about it. What happened in Detroit?
You know, you would think you live in Detroit, for God's sake. You can tell by your tone. Detroit are your people.
They are
your people. And boy, I've never seen a potential delay of game, but penalty or no penalty, affect the outcome of the game. Because here you have the situation before the field goal attempt where the play clock runs down to 0. There is a delay, the ball gets snapped, and so therefore there's no delay of game penalty. Now, we know, Dean, and there's multiple parts of the game where officials have a two-part decision to make. In this particular case, it was the back judge has to see the clock go to 0, and then he needs to look to the line of scrimmage to the ball to see if the ball is snapped. So there are times when you see the clock go to 0 that when you turn to look to see if the ball has been snapped, it has. So even though it got snapped just a flash after the clock turned 0, you're not going to call that. And everybody accepts that. And there are other elements, you know, even with illegal contact, you see the contact, you have to look back to see if the quarterback still has the ball in the pocket. A lot of things, two pieces, and this is one here. And, you know, if I'm in the office, I say, if I was still, but I'm not. But if I was, I'd say, well, it's a judgment call. That official had to find the clock, had to look at the clock, find it, and that's a judgment call. That's what I would say. But Dean, this was too long.
Yeah, and you said it. You used the word flash, right? We're talking about a split second. We're not talking about the back judge finding the clock and then finding the snap, and that's supposed to take 2 or 3 seconds. It's fractions of a second where you see the clock go to 0. You look to see if the ball is being snapped, right? It's just typically in most stadiums, the scoreboard clock is up kind of a little bit higher, then you have to go to the snap. So there is a delay. But this was too long. This felt like a count and a half, maybe even 2 counts before the ball was snapped. This is delay of game. And like you said, I don't remember a delay of game being this impactful, you know, a potential delay of game where it's this is going to, Justin Tucker isn't even attempting a field goal if they're pushed back 5 yards. So there is a mechanic part of it. Like you said, it is 2 parts. But to me, you know, sometimes it's a convenient, the official has to look at the clock, then has to look at the snap. This one really should have been called. And obviously, you know, it had it was a big factor in the outcome of the game.
Well, you know, and flash is the word we always used. And if you see it happen, you know, you see that snap being made very, very quickly after the clock goes to 0. This one was like 1.6 seconds. And so you wonder why. I mean, that's when you have to look at something that is so elementary, why, that turns out to have such a big outcome in the game. You know, is it distracted or was there a shift? Because if there's a shift, then your responsibilities of your receivers could change something. But at this point, you can't miss that. You just can't miss that. And I know your boys in Detroit, you know, the ones that you're always.
That's ultimately what it comes down to. The Lions are on the wrong end again. My Lions, and you know, we will fight on, Detroit. We will fight on.
Yeah, you're 0-3, but you'll fight on. I know you'll fight on.